All right, so today we're starting on ellipses, which is the next kind of graph. So last week we talked about circles. Okay, circles are a center with a perfect radius that goes all the way around and creates this nice perfect circle because the radius is always the same. So an ellipse is just like a circle, except it's either stretched. For now, it's either stretched left and right or stretched up and down. Okay. Yeah, it's like an oval, but in math we call this an ellipse. Okay, so when you take a circle and you stretch it left and right, it's called an ellipse, or up and down, it's called an ellipse also. Okay, these are all examples of ellipses. Okay, so where are some places that you might see an ellipse in real life? A snowboard?
Surfboard.
Oh yeah, you could see it on a surfboard, like a wake surfer, or like a skimboard. Skimboard, yeah. What else? Where else do you see an ellipse? What else can be described as an ellipse? Okay, it doesn't have to be a sport.
Your head.
My head. Okay, very good. Kinda. That is true. Okay. Good. Or the orbit of a planet around the sun. The Earth's orbit goes in elliptical form. Okay. And in a car. So I just learned this the other day. I didn't really notice it. I knew about it, but I didn't notice it. But I don't know if anyone knows about a valve in a car. Does anyone know what a valve is in a car engine? Raise your hand if you kind of do. Okay, so in a car, there's a thing that's called a valve, and it has to open and close. When it opens, it lets gas and air in, and it closes, and then the piston explodes, and then it opens again, lets all the air out, lets all the exhaust out, and it does it over and over again. So there's actually a part that's in there that looks like that could look like an ellipse. Okay, so because as this spins, let's say this was up against the circle, as this spins, it's going to push and pull. So, whenever you're in a car, look for that ellipse, okay? Here we go. So the steps are here. Yes, these are the steps. Okay. Make sure it's in this format. This is a new format you need to memorize. Circles were a little bit different from last week, but same concept, H and K. And then today we have an A and a B. Okay? I need you all to end your conversations. Okay, so. All right, so I'm going to do numbers 1 and 2. Pencils down right now. Pencils down, please. Eyes up here. This is super easy. As long as you focus, we'll get it. Don't worry about writing. I promise you'll get a chance to write. Okay? We're going to do a lot of these together. Okay, so number 1. It says x squared over 4 plus y squared over 16 is equal to 1. So I know this is in the correct form, but I don't see an h and k up here. What number represents something that's not there that's in math? 0, right? So I could rewrite this. Instead of x squared, it could be I could write it as x minus 0 squared. Right? And then same thing with y squared, I could rewrite that as y minus 0 squared. So now I know that my h and k are 0, 0 respectively. Okay, so I'm going to write that down on the side as 0, 0. Okay, that's the first step. Then I'm going to find the a and b. So a squared is always underneath the a or x term. So a squared here is equal to 4. So I need to figure out what a is equal to. So the way I solve for a is I just take the square root of both sides. So a must be equal to 2, right? B squared is 16 then. So square root of 16 is going to be equal to 4. Okay? So you collect all the data first, and then we start graphing. Center is 0, 0, so I'm going to go to 0, 0 and plot a point for the center of my ellipse. Then I'm going to go to A. A is how far to left and right I'm graphing, so I'm going to go left 2 and right 2. So left 2, right 2. B is 4, so I'm going to go up 4 from the center and down 4 from the center and draw a point in these sections, okay? Then I know this is going to be the rough outline of my ellipse, so I'm going to draw it by hand like that on my paper, okay? And that's how we do number 1, okay? Again, what did I do? First thing I did is I made sure that the equation is in this form. It wasn't, so I have to put in h and k just to make sure. Then I figured out my center is 0, 0, because h and k are 0, 0. Step 3, the width of, from the center is a, so we got a is 2, b is 4, and then I graphed it, okay? Number 2, okay, number 2 it says x plus 2 squared is over 25 plus y minus 3 squared over 9 is equal to 1. Step 1, I want to ensure that the equation is in the following form. It is, looks good to me. So we got a center of h and k. Since it's x plus 2, my h must be negative 2, right? Oh, went a little too fast here. Our b is 3. Then a squared is going to be the number under the x term, which is 25. So a squared is equal to 25. So a must be equal to 5. B squared is equal to 9. Therefore, square root of 9 is 3. All right. Then we're going to plot our points. We got negative 2 up 3. That's going to be my center. A is equal to 5, so I need to count left 5 and right 5. So these are my points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did that right. It looks kind of weird, but when you count them, it should turn out correct. Okay? And then your B is 3, so you're going to go up 3 and down 3. And then we're going to draw an ellipse. Okay? And that's it. We're done with numbers 1 and 2. That's all we're going to do today. Okay? Questions on numbers 1 or 2? Yes?
What's the point of it equaling 1?
That's the form of it. What's different between this and a circle, Joel? It's equal to r squared, right? Over here, it's always going to be equal to 1. That's a good question. I don't want you to worry about it too much, but I want you to keep that question. What's the point of it being equal to 1? We're going to look at that in a couple of days, okay? So why it's in this form, okay? And the reason why it's in this form is it helps us to graph it, and you will notice that later. Okay, so let's have the kids talk today. Ones tell the twos. Good morning, sunshine, and then talk about number 1, and then twos tell the ones about number 2. Okay? Ready, set, go. So h and k are 0 and 0. Good. What is your a then? Turn your neighbor, tell them what a and b are.
7 and 3.
Good. What's your a, everyone?
7.
A is equal to 7, and b is 3. Good. Okay. Okay, we're doing this together. But I still need everyone to participate, even though we're doing it together. Okay, so we're plotting our center now, 0, 0. Let's all plot our center point, 0, 0. And then A is 7, so you're going to go left to right 7. B is 3. You're going to go up 3 and down 3, and we're plotting our ellipse. Okay, I'm going to check up on your work, and I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to catch up if you're not done. Good. Okay. Okay. So on number 3, this is correct, okay? Number 4, here we go. Okay, number 4, we got x squared over 16 plus y squared over 36 is equal to 1. Okay? Let's just start off with our h and k, a and b. What's h and k? Turn to your neighbor. What is it? 0, 0, or 0, 0 in español. Okay? What is your a? A is 4. And b?
6.
Okay, finish up this problem for me. Number 4. Look at that. That's how you do it perfectly. Okay? Some people were drawing theirs like this. It wasn't just 1 or 2. It was like a handful of you, like 5 of you. You drew like this, okay? That would be incorrect, okay? That's not an ellipse, okay? That's not how it works, okay? I need you to make it nice and round. And later today I'm going to discuss how I'll grade you on these, okay? I know that you might say that, oh, I just need to get the points and that's it. I need you to do a nice job. Here we go. Please end your conversations. Number 5. Okay, number 5. I want you to do this one by yourself. Okay, so your center should have been as follows. Oh, my bad. Okay, and you should have a graph that looks like that. Good. Number 6 now. What do you notice about number 6 that's a little bit different? Like on number 5, we had square root of 4, right? But on number 6, we have square root of 5. Is there a square root of 5? Is there a perfect square root of 5? No. Okay. So we can still work through this. What's A and what? Or I'm sorry. What's H and K, everyone? 2 and 2, right? So we can still write that. Now, what's A? It's just the square root of 15, right? Now let's approximate. What's the square root of 15? Let's approximate.
3.8.
Yeah, about 3.8, 3.9. Because square root of 16 is?
4.
So square root of 15 must be a little less, right? So 3.8, 3.9. Good. What about B? What's our B then? What's the exact? What's?
2.5.
By the way, A square is exactly the square root of 15, which square root of 15 is approximately 3.8. What is B exactly? No, square root of 5. That's exactly what it is, okay? But square root of 5 is approximately how much? I just heard some. It's a little bit. Well, a square root of 4 is 2, so square root of 5 must be a little bit bigger, like 2.2, okay? There you go. Finish up my problem with this information. Go. Okay, so on this last problem, you should have a center at 2, 2. We said that square root of 15 was about 4.1, so I went to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a little more, right? You see that? And to the left, 4, and then a little more. That's my point. Good? Square root of 15 is almost... Oh. I did do it wrong. Let's fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go a little less. 3.9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, a little less than that. Okay? And then the square root of 5 is a little bit bigger than 2. Go up 2 and then a little bit more. That's like 2.1, 2.2 approximately. And then of course we're going to go down and do that. And then you're going to take your pencil and draw an ellipse. Draw it as round as possible, okay? And there you go. So on this one, it's stretching more to the left and to the right, okay? And that's it. That's how we graph ellipses. We're going to look at some other parts of the ellipses tomorrow. We're going to be also looking at completing the square again on this in a couple of days, okay? So it's all kind of coming together in this section, all right? So next thing I'd like you to do is, that concludes the lesson. Please discuss these questions. But on this last one, I would like you to I want you to ask this question. Identify some examples of ellipses in real life, okay? Okay? Go. I'll give you a minute to talk.